The Portland School District is comprised of 30 schools. The mean standardized test score is a 78 with a standard deviation of 10. The Beaverton School District is comprised of 25 schools. The mean standardized test score is an 85 with a standard deviation of 15. Let's review the steps for this problem. Step 1. State hypothesis. Step 2. Calculate the critical value and draw the curve. Step 3. Calculate the test statistic. Step 4. Make a decision. And finally, summarize. This is a two-sample t-test. Step 1. Hypothesis. Our HO tests that the standardized mean for the Portland schools is equal to the standardized test mean for the Beaverton schools. And our HA is that the mean for the Portland schools is not equal to the mean of the Beaverton schools. Step 2 is calculating the critical value and drawing the curve. Because it's a two-sample t-test, we're going to have a normal bell curve. We're going to shade both sides, and we're going to calculate our critical value by using inverse t in our stats list editor, and we have a degree of freedom of 2 and an area of 0.10 because we're testing at a significance level of 90%. After we get this entered into our calculator, we find the critical value to be negative 1.88 over there, and on this side 1.88. Our next step is calculating the test statistic. The shortcut on your calculator is under F6, and it's two-sample t-test. So once you get to your calculator, it's going to ask you if you want stats or data option. And for this problem, we're going to go with the stats. Once you are into your calculator, it's going to ask you for the mean for the first variable, the standard deviation for the first variable, and the number of schools. So we have number of schools would be the N1 for Portland. The S of X would be the standard deviation for the Portland schools. And X would be the mean for Portland. So all of the ones are Portland. For mean 2, S of X 2, and N2, we're going to use the data from the Beaverton schools. The calculator asks for what the alternative hypothesis is, and you want to set it to mean of 1 does not equal the mean of 2. We're going to choose no for pooled. And then we're going to push enter. The results show our t-value is going to equal negative 1.99, and our p-value is equal to 0.053. So we're going to pull our graph back, and we're going to see where our t-value falls and see whether we're rejecting it or accepting it. So our t-value will land right around here. Therefore, it is in the shady area, so we're going to reject the shady hoe. Reject the shady hoe. Oh. Now that we've calculated our test statistic, we are able to make a decision. And based upon our curve, we can see that we are rejecting. So we are rejecting our hypothesis that the mean of the Portland schools is equal to the mean of the Beaverton schools. Step 5 is to summarize what we have found. So our summary is that the mean standardized test scores for the Portland and Beaverton school districts are not equal.